Well, aside from paint, the mini bike is pretty much done. I finished up the exhaust last night. As you can see, it has a nice curve to it now, and it exits out the back. I used some header wrap to wrap it up, and it's a lot cooler now. I can actually touch it without, dropping my camera like I did last time. And I used a #1 conduit hanger in the back and just screwed it in with a self-tapper to help grab onto that pipe. And this muffler here, as you can tell, it's just a slip-on. I used a 5/16 inch nut, welded it onto this piece of pipe, and welded a 1/4 inch to the bottom. And I bored out the 5/16 so I can run the bolt through a lot easier, and it works really good. It doesn't quiet it down a lot, but it's definitely cuts down on the snappiness of it a little bit at the higher idle. And I finished up I re-welded the tensioner back onto it, so there's not a ton of slop in the chain anymore. There's still some. That's because this is just the Tractor Supply cheapy chain, so it's still breaking in, and I got to get some actual carding chain. And I widened out the I can't really get in there sideways, but I widened that up so the chain goes in, doesn't rub against it anymore. And yeah, it's all working really good. The adjustable jet, I think I mentioned that before, is in. And yeah, of course, the air filter adapter and stuff. And the choke all works fine. I can actually run it without the choke now. And for that jet, I didn't have a tool. So I went in my toolbox here, and I have all kinds of these nut driver things that nobody really ever uses. It won't focus on it, kind of. But I took one of them and I cut it off, and I made a jet removal tool. I don't know why it's not focusing right. Made a jet removal tool for it. I don't know why it won't focus. My camera's being stupid again. But yeah, there it goes. Just ground that down. Ah, come on. Ground it down in the bench grinder over there, and it worked great. Fits in there right. It's like a 1/4 inch shaft on it. Oh, the camera's being stupid. So now that that's done, I can start on this. I just picked this up for $100 tonight. I only had to drive about 45 minutes to go get it. It's the larger version of that. That's a older style DB30, I think is what they were. It's the Dirt Bug model, and this is the MB200. As you can see, it's missing some of the stuff. It's missing the gimmick tank, and missing the seat. But what's nice about this is that that's metal, the front fender's metal, and this thing weighs a ton. So for right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to throw this on there quick. As you might remember, this is the 205 Governor removed Briggs off of the mini bike that I was going to put on the snowblower, but for right now I'm going to stick it on here. And this actually runs a 41, 42 chain, something like that, but here's hoping that that centrifugal clutch there actually fits onto that, because that's a 35 chain. But this jack shaft here should bolt right onto the other engine, and that should bolt right into here, because can't really tell, but they're pretty much exactly the same thing, so I should be able to just put it on there. But one problem that I see that he pointed out to me before I bought it is that this plate here is pretty much all rusted out, so I might just have to weld something across the bars here and then re-drill the holes so that I can redo it, obviously, make it a little bit stronger. And the rear brake here needs a new barrel for inside there. The handle on here is not the original one, I don't think. This was replaced at some point because it doesn't have the right throw, or maybe actually it kind of looks like it might just be bent a little bit. I might be able to take something off the CB and put on there. But the cable's free in that, and this thumb throttle doesn't even have anything hooked up to it, I don't think. No, I guess it does. Looks like somebody tried using a motorcycle throttle. This is the adapter from a single into a double. Yeah. So, if that doesn't work, I'll just put a bike brake handle on there and you can squeeze it. But it's just for a quick thing so that I have one for my friends to ride upstate. And the tires do leak a little bit, so that might be a problem, but I have an air compressor upstate, so not a big deal. So it's 7 o'clock right now on December 31st, and I gotta get this finished before I go upstate, which I was hoping to do it tonight, but it might be tomorrow depending on how long it takes me to do this. So I'm gonna get started on this and stop goofing around with this, and maybe I'll be putting another video out tonight of this thing semi-partially together, maybe. But yeah, so thanks for watching, keep an eye out, and I will talk to everybody later.